Anyway, so we went to Las Vegas for work. And it was
I heard that before, hadn't you? Went to Las Vegas for work.
Yeah, that's what I claimed at one time, too. But.
It was a time. I'd never been out there. And honestly, have you been to Vegas?
Oh, yeah.
I don't plan on going back.
We didn't like it.
Wasn't my thing. I mean, it ain't for everybody, I guess. But
that's correct.
It's extremely expensive. And luckily, work was paying for everything. And so I try to always treat their money like it's my money. Most, when I'm
until I get to a bar stool for an hour.
Yeah,
can't move.
Yeah,
can't find myself nowhere.
Yeah, and so to keep what do they say on like before they play cops? Like bad boys. Before they do that, they're like, this is real shit. They don't. They say this is real shit. All this happened, but to protect the identities of people involved, we will not use the real names.
And all people are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
That's it. And then they hit.
And you watch them. And you watch them be guilty right there on TV.
Oh yeah. You're like, yeah, we know you did it. So I'm not going to go into too many details of the Las Vegas, trip. But work was done.
Because what happens in Vegas
stays in Vegas.
Stays in Vegas.
There you go. But me being the honest Abe that I am, I came home and told everybody I got lost. So.
And you did.
And in the moment, I was. No, never mind.
What place were you staying at?
We stayed at the Link, which is across from Caesar's Palace.
Caesar's Palace is where you get. Is that where you were when you got lost?
I started there.
And that's how you get lost. It all happens at Caesar.
Yeah.
Because when you go in, they got this big opening there off the street where you go in.
Oh, yeah.
And then you wander around for about 5 minutes and go sit at the bar and have you a toddy or two. And you can't find your way out of that damn place.
Basically, is exactly what happened.
I've been there, done it. So don't feel bad. I'll admit it here on camera.
There we go.
I've been lost in Caesar's Palace, too, because you can't find your way out.
How long did it take you to find your way back?
Well, I missed flight 2 times.
There we go. Yeah, what happened was I was going to go, watch some people gamble, because I wasn't. And I just cruised right past them out the door, and I was like, all right. And then I realized, well, damn, I'm outside now,
And don't know how you got there.
And ain't a bar stool nowhere.
So I made my way through a couple different casinos. And
looking for them. You decided it wasn't a good idea to go back to the casino you was at. Don't go in there. I already been in there.
No, I thought it was a good idea, but at the time, I didn't know if I could formulate that plan and make my feet do what I needed them to do.
And find that hotel. Find that casino.
So, I got lost, and I found myself in another casino. And
Treasure Island.
Could have been. And so somebody who was with me in the party was asking, they were like, hey, send me a picture of where you at. I'll come get you. I was like, cool. I sent him a picture of the carpet. I sent him a picture of the ceiling.
They back up to a damn slot machine, take a picture. Right there's where I'm at.
I sent a picture of a slot machine.
Yeah.
Like that was it.
They couldn't figure out where you're at. I don't know why.
Yeah. They were like, no, send better pictures. I was like, these are very clear pictures. I don't know what you're asking for.
I've got the latest camera on my phone.
Yeah. So I sat there for probably an hour. And, if you playing, they'll keep feeding you drinks.
Yep.
Well, I wasn't playing. But there was some, not a nurse, but like a waitress who thought.
Same thing.
Yeah. Who thought, hey.
You look like you need a drink.
Looks like he needs something to help him out. So she breezes by, and I don't know if I asked for it or if she just put it in my hand. Said, here's your water. I said, cool, thanks.
I needed it.
So every 6 minutes, she would come by and hand me another water. And
she's trying to keep you from falling out of that chair.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I found a chair with arms, which was beneficial at the time.
Hemmed you in, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
And so she kept coming by, and about that 6th time she came by, she said, you want something other than the water? I said, whoa, now, lady, that's how I got here.
That's what caused this in the first place.
I said, do me a favor. Point me toward the restroom, and then point me toward the Link Hotel. So she did. Cruised right past the bathroom, going home. And the people that I was with were still texting me, like, where you at? We're gonna come get. I'm like, no, just go to the room. I'll figure it out. And they were like, if you would send us better pictures, we could find you. I'm like, hey, shut the hell up. Go to the room. I'll get there. So after about an hour and 45 minutes of me being lost, I got back to the room. Went to sleep, got up the next day, went to work, and went to sleep about 4:45, I think. And was up at
5:15.
Yeah, I was up at 6:30 getting ready to go to work. Luckily, we had a couch in our booth that we were showing in. Once I got to that couch that morning, didn't move all day. Just sat right there. I was like, I'm going to be just fine now. So it was pretty, but everything's so expensive out there. Like,
Yeah, it used to be cheap out there, but now
Yeah, it used to be you had prime rib for $2.95 and stuff like that. I mean,
well, you could, like, when we went down to, what's it called, the place that's off the Old Vegas or whatever? Is it Old Vegas?
we got the street.
Fremont Street.
Yeah.
Fremont Street.
We went down there and things were slightly cheaper, but it was also a slightly cheaper crowd of people.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of took the good with, or you took the bad with the bad.
Those on Fremont Street, those are the people that live there.
Oh.
They don't fall for this, resort type stuff at all these other hotels. They go down there to play.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, we ate some good food. We had we went and had beef Wellington one night. We've talked about that on here
With
before.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. And we rolled up in there, and they were like, you got to have a reservation. And people were telling us all day, like, you got to get a reservation, got to get a reservation. Of course, we didn't. We just strolled in there and chatted up the what is it?
Maitre d'.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And said, hey, we need a table for 3. And he kind of looked around. He was like, and then one of the guys slid him a 20, and he was like, come on.
Come
So
on.
we walked in.
That's how you get around in Vegas.
Yeah, everything.
So we sat down and ordered our food and and they're real fancy in Gordon Ramsay's place. You don't have to dress real fancy because they don't care. You got green money. So, but the waitresses are extremely.
They got actual, instead of paper white tablecloth, they got actual white tablecloth.
Mm-hmm.
Just made out of cloth.
Oh, and if you spill something, they'll damn get that magician who makes everybody disappear.
Make it disappear.
Yeah, he'll levitate your shit off the table. They'll swap it out real quick, and he'll put it back down. So we got out there, and she said, would you guys like something to drink while you wait on your food? Like, yeah, we'll get something. And you got it. You all right?
Need to quit smoking.
And so the one guy ordered some kind of drink or something fancy that he shouldn't have been ordering. And the other guy that we're with, he didn't get no drink. And then she came to me and she said, would you like what would you like? And I said, what about a whiskey? Like a, double shot of whiskey or whatever. Like, cause I'm not alcoholic. I don't have a drinking problem. So I don't order a lot of drinks in restaurants. But I said, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to cut most of this shit out anyway now. So, I told the waitress, I said, yeah, just a double shot of, whatever this Buffalo Trace. She said, okay. And she said, would you like it straight up, neat, chilled, or something else?
You can answer, yeah.
Yeah. And I said, I'm not an alcoholic. I don't know what any of that shit is. Just if you could bring it cold, cool, that would be awesome. So she brought it, and I drank it, and it was about $38. What, in comparison to the beef Wellington we had, which was $79 a piece, wasn't too bad, So, but it was a decent time. But it's not I would never vacation out there.
Yeah.
If work's going to pay for it, they're going to pay for the food, they're going to pay for the hotel and everything. I can take a little folding money to gamble with. I'd do that. But it's just not.
Once you've gone once or twice and get used to everything, know where everything's at, and things to do and things not to do. Like, I've been out there. Me and Tracy have been 14, 15 times. We ain't never went to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Or Hoover Dam.
We did go see the Hoover Dam, which was kind of cool.
I can see that on TV. I mean.
Yeah, I could look it up on the internet also.
Yeah, I mean.
That's what I told them.
They got YouTubing.
Yeah, they were like, you want to go to the Grand Canyon and go see the Hoover Dam? I was like, how far away are they? They're like, Hoover Dam's like 40 minutes. I'm like, all right, we can do that. I said, how far away is the Grand Canyon? They're like, it's about like 4 hours one way. I said, yeah, let's not do that. Let's just go back to the room, order some pizza, and watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, we're close. I'm like, we're not that close, friend.
4 hours. It ain't that close.
So we did that. We went to Vegas. It was a time. And a time was had, and now it's over. And here we are.
Here we are.
But I did notice that when we were out there, they had something on the news. New Mexico's pretty close to Las Vegas.
Yeah, right below it.
Okay.
Well, Arizona's right below it, but New Mexico's kind of candy corner.
Yeah.
We ended up in Arizona because whoever was driving our rental car.
Because that's where that bar stool was at.
No, it wasn't that far away. Whoever was driving our rental car missed a couple exits, and we ended up in Arizona. So we've been to another state now. But they had something on the news that was like, in New Mexico, there's a new law or something that if you see a feral cow, you can shoot it on sight.
A feral cow.
Do they have ID tags on them to tell whether they're feral or not?
See, I didn't, once they said shoot on sight cows, I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to take tomorrow off and
I'm going out.
breeze down to Mexico, see if I can get some damn loose beef, cheap.
Carry back with me.
Feral cow.
What makes an animal feral? Just its demeanor?
Yeah, it no longer belongs to a person
Oh.
or an entity. In other words, it ain't got one of them yellow tags in its ear that says that's Buddy's number 138.
It's just like a vagrant animal.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that cow has a calf and it wanders off and just goes out roaming around.
It's feral.
Feral cow. It don't belong to anybody.
Well, that's cool. I didn't know that. I thought they had to have like diseases or something. I thought they was like, because they talk about feral barn cats or whatever. Those have like hepatitis or something at least.
I didn't know that's what feral meant. Y'all,
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
I thought feral had something to do where they was born at, like Czechoslovakia. If you're born there, you got to be feral, right? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, but I'm not sure which class you slept through in school, but that ain't exactly what it means.
Well, I know that now because y'all just told me what it meant.
Well,
But let me tell you something else I've been thinking about.
Okay.
Since you brought it up, Earl. Like if you were born deaf and dumb, okay.
Well, some people say I was at least born half of that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if you was, all right, what language do you think in?
Sign language.
Not
If
bad.
you're deaf and dumb, sign language. You say you think in sign language. Does that mean it takes a whole lot longer?
You see, you've never heard a language, so your brain wouldn't process any kind of noise. I mean, it don't receive any kind of noise. It doesn't know a language exists. You see people's lips moving, but you don't even realize that there's a sound. 'cause
You don't know what language they're
sound
speaking
is.
anyway.
Yeah.
So you start to learn.
Yeah. You think they're telling secrets or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, use your hands and what the hell are your lip moving for? You got something wrong with you? Got that Tourette syndrome?
Yeah.
Or what the hell's wrong with you?
They had somebody out there that was doing that on the corner out there in Vegas. And he was doing, kind of what you was doing. And I was like, oh, he's signing, letting people know, hey, you can cross, you can't. He's not watching the little white man or the orange hand. He's telling them, hey. And then I realized he was wearing a cape. And I thought, no, he's out here trying to cast spells.
I tell you, one of the saddest moments that when things, how things just kind of hit you like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
One of the times I was in the hospital, I guess I was over in Anderson, and across the hall from me, there was always commotion going on over there. And finally, I asked somebody, what's wrong over there? I mean, I know I'm in bad shape over here, but
Yeah.
it sounds like it's worse over there.
Yeah.
What's the deal? What do I not want happening, And there was an old woman who was deaf, dumb, and blind.
Damn.
It had onset of dementia.
Well, don't know, couldn't tell.
Yeah.
But can you imagine that?
No.
That when you're sitting there in the hospital with nothing else to do but think,
Yeah.
you start processing that. What if you couldn't hear anything, see anything, or talk to anybody? Well,
It was an old woman.
yeah,
She had made it to be old.
yeah.
Oh.
But your whole life, I mean, you've never heard a sound, never seen a thing, I mean, to me, that's just
Yeah.
man. What an existence.
That's like being in a dark room all the time. I mean,
By yourself.
Can't
Or
see
you
nothing,
think you're
hear
by
nothing.
yourself.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody comes up and touches you, you know.
What scares you?
That's probably what was happening. They came and they're like, "Hey, we're going to draw some blood," and she didn't hear none of that shit.
That's why there was so much commotion.
Yeah.
I guess they had to make a big production ordeal out of anything they were doing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you just imagine laying there in bed, no sound, no light, no noise.
All of a sudden, something grabs your arm and stabs you.
Yeah. You know, it's.
Yeah. I wonder if she was like trying to fight him off with the bedpan.
I don't know. I don't know. But there was always a lot of commotion going on over there. It just seemed extraordinary, even though.
People kept coming in talking louder, like, "Miss Johnson, we're here."
Yeah.
Like, you could scream it. You could get a damn megaphone, put it up to her ear. She'll never hear it.
She'd never hear it.
But that was sad to sit there and think about what kind of life that would be, you know.
You laying there in bed, tore all the hell down at your belly area.
Thinking about how bad I got it.
Yeah,
And I'm thinking,
that poor woman over there.
well, at least I know what's going on, you know.
She just came in because she sneezed, and now they stabbing her in the arm with stuff, and, you know, she said, oh, if there's any way for me to get out of here. And that's probably what happened. She tried to get up and go, and somebody tackled her and threw her ass back in the bed.
Yeah, that's insane
No!
when you think about
And of
that.
course, she can't hear it. You know, she's thinking, somebody got a hold of me. What they going to try to do to me? They done tried to stab me in the arm. Ain't no telling what they going to do now.
Thought it was a demon.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
And she's fighting. I mean, legs
yeah.
going everywhere, hands, fists, everything going everywhere. That's what you hear over there, Earl.
Well, it must be.
That's what this commotion's about.
she could have been preparing for him, right? Like she knew, okay, if I get out of this room, I don't know where. I can't. I'm not.
Yeah,
Gonna
if I
do
can just
well.
make it out of this one room.
No, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
She has to stay in this room because she knows there's a bed in here. There's probably a bathroom. But if I get out of here, I don't know if I'm stepping off a ledge. It's going to slide me down the side of the Hoover Dam. Well, I don't know what's that. So she's in the corner hiding when they come.
And she got that bedpan on her head.
Oh, yeah. And she's ready to hit somebody with something.
Yeah.
And so every time the nurses come, they kind of peek in and
See where she's at, because she can't hear them.
And so then they come in, and she's good at hiding. She had a lot of practice.
A lot of practice, hiding.
And anytime they come in, she jumps out, starts to, screaming, doing karate motions, or what she thinks is karate motions. And yeah, I could see how that would be terrifying for both parties involved.
Yeah. And the person across the hall.
Yeah.
Wondering what the hell's going on. over there.
Him laying in the bed all tore up, thinking,
Yeah.
what the hell going on over there? I'd like to be over there watching, but I can't get
What
up.
if they come get me next?
Well, in fairness, you'd have a couple advantages over that lady.
Well, a couple, yeah. I can see it coming.
Yeah.
But
And then you start wondering, laying there all tore up like you would, the bandages everywhere, blood everywhere. You laying there in the bed thinking, oh, what's the chance she's going to get up and come across the hall?
I did think about that, too.
Now that would have been, whoa.
And she's going to come in my room and hide. And she's a
you-
good hider. So,
Honestly, this is going to sound real bad, but honestly, I'd probably pay money to watch that. To watch her sneak, open the door gently, and Earl would be like, "Can I help you?" And her not say a damn
yeah,
word.
she just looking at you, but she don't even know she's looking at
I'd
you.
be saying she wasn't looking at me because she was blind.
She's looking at something,
And
darkness.
then you see her start listening. What? She can't hear nothing. Well,
Yeah.
I can't.
That's what I'm going to be looking for, that damn buzzer.
She's standing.
Somebody get in here.
She's standing there at the door. Earl's in there laying in the bed looking at her. She's wiping her eyes because she can't see him. And then she started doing it. Well, she can't hear him. Here she comes shuffling on in, real quiet like.
Damn word.
She thinks she accidentally got out of her room, but now she's back in it. And
And Earl's hollering at her.
screaming,
Get out of
"What
my
are you doing?" She's trying to find the bed, finds the bed, kind of eases Earl's. Yeah. And then
Because
hits,
she gets the louder Earl hollers.
Oh, yeah.
She can't hear nothing.
no. And
How
then,
did this get to be about me?
well,
It's you letting this woman in your room.
then it happens. And she realizes somebody. It's like the damn.
You got a history with.
What's that
with
story
Devin Dumb.
with the bears and the little child that eats a pudding or whatever? You know what I'm talking about?
Bill Crosby.
Oh, it's a little
Not
Like a
little Bo Peep.
no, like a little Dutch girl finds this house and she's like, "Oh, this bed's not mine, but there's pudding down here and I'm gonna eat some." You know what I'm talking about? What is that story?
Yeah.
What
Damn
the
it.
hell you talking?
And Hansel and Gretel.
No, she.
Gretel's the one that had the long hair.
Yeah, no, that's Rapunzel.
Oh, yeah.
This could have
Had
been
long
Rapunzel finds this cabin in the woods and he's gonna take a nap or something.
The hair starts growing.
No, but there's bears that live there, or pigs. Are they 3 little pigs?
They got overalls on and a hammer in their hand.
Back on
Yeah.
the Valleydale commercial now.
No, anyway, but this is what that was like. She's, this lady's trying to find her bed and can't. And, she
And if
realizes,
she could talk, she'd tell her, I'm going to huff and I'm going to puff. And I'm gonna...
yeah,
Blow your ass out of my bed.
and she reaches down there and thinks it's her bed.
Yeah, that's right.
It's Earl.
Earl's in there.
Yeah.
And like I say, he's all tore. He's injured
Oh, yeah.
bad. He
Not
can't hardly
doing
move.
well.
And she's feeling of him. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. She can't
Uh-uh.
hear a word he's
She ain't feeling
saying.
it. She
And
felt
he's
him.
hollering louder, whoa, get away from
No,
me.
no.
Poor
She
woman
felt
can't
it
hear a
one
thing.
time and realized, somebody's in my bed. Swung that bedpan, knocked Earl out cold.
So now Earl laying sideways on the bed, and this poor woman, she's trying to feel her way to her bed that she thinks Earl's in,
She just
and she
pushes
gets the
Earl out of the
feeling,
bed.
and she gets down there where he's all injured up and stuff, and starts feeling around, and it's hurting poor Earl, but he can't do nothing.
Yeah.
And she's thinking, well, that feels like grits, or
Oh, my. Damn.
Oh, damn.
she said, I didn't know it's breakfast time.
Yeah. I don't know what that story was. It was a childhood, like, it was in that book with, like, all them other ones, like,
Scooby Doo.
no, I can tell
You
you.
talking about
I think it's
Uncle
the Three Little
Aesop,
Pigs.
Aesop's last? What you call it?
Oh, no, the Canterbury Tales.
Yeah, that's right.
No.
I don't eat that stuff at Thanksgiving. I don't want none no time, do y'all.
Mm-mm. What are you talking about?
That red stuff that goes with your turkey.
Canterbury's.
Yeah.
Oh,
Canterbury.
yeah. No. It's going to come to me later. I think it might be the Three Little Pigs. I don't know. Anyway.
Grandma ate 3 little pigs. When that what happened? Her. What's that girl wears
Grandma.
red all the time?
Grandma was the big bad wolf, little Red Riding Hood.
That's
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
That's her.
That could have been. No, that's a different story. I don't remember.
Well, I
what
want
it
to know
was.
what that little girl creeping around the woods for anyway. Headed to Grandma's house. Grandma, did her mom and dad not? She going? No, they didn't know she was going to Grandma's house, so she creeping through the woods, and this wolf's watching
and
her.
let her go by herself, knowing that she don't know the difference between a wolf and a grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, she must have been nearsighted or farsighted.
You might have been deaf and dumb, blind.
Hey, you know,
I
I
don't
started saying it might have been that woman in Earl's
Could have been how she got in the
room.
hospital. Ran across that wolf and messed her up real bad.
Now, Earl, this deaf and dumb blind woman you had in there, was she married, you reckon?
I don't know.
How would that work, Earl?
I don't know.
How would she meet somebody?
I don't know.
Earl, this is your damn dumb blind woman in the
I'm just
hospital you
telling
tell us
how,
about.
how unnerving it was to me to think about the situation I was in with all my faculties, imagining how somebody being in that situation without any faculties would be reacting. This is wore out.
Oh yeah, no, it'd probably be a damn nightmare. It'd probably be the equivalent of picking up Chinese people at the airport late at night, because I did that once we got back from Vegas, and it was not a lot of English was being spoke.
Was Chinese being spoke?
Oh yeah.
Did you
a lot of
recognize
that.
any word in the whole old Chinese language?
They kept saying a word that sounded like fat, and I was like,
They were talking about their driver.
I think I know what you're saying. But supposed to pick them up in Atlanta at 5:00.
On Sunday afternoon?
Yeah. So of course I get down there about
2.
3:30. Thinking I'm on the way, and they say, hey, the plane's delayed by an hour. So that's fine. I can come down there, get me something to eat, hang out. Then I get almost to Atlanta, and they say, hey, the plane's not going to land in Atlanta until about 11 o'clock tonight. And I said,
6 hours delay.
well, shit. My first thought was, I'm going to go back home, and then I'll come back later and get y'all. And I thought, no, I'm already here, so I'm going to just hang out. Well, turns out they landed about 1 o'clock in the morning.
So you in Atlanta on Sunday night from
At the Gold Club.
3 o'clock till 1 o'clock in the morning. What you doing?
I went and ate food.
And went to the Cheetah Lounge?
No. No.
That was later.
I think, yeah. What happened was I got lost.
Imagine that.
A recurring thing.
I start saying you got a history of that.
Yeah. Well, apparently, I used to be very, very good with directions. And now not so much. I also am not hearing as well as I used to.
Uh-oh.
And
If you can't see, it's
yeah,
Keep you by the hospital.
it's kind of where I'm getting at. Like, don't put me in a hospital. You know. But yeah, I picked them up, and it couldn't have been storming any harder the entire way home. But boy, I was going as fast as that truck would go. I was like, get me the hell out of here. I've been out here too long, been waiting.
Where'd you have to take these Chinese people to?
Back to Seneca, right over here, to the hotel. So luckily close to home, but it was not a... Have you ever rode at night in the car?
With Chinese people, no.
Yeah.
me either.
See, that's the thing. Even it's storming like crazy, you know, and the problem is in their homeland, it's middle of the day, you know.
Not storming.
Yeah, so 2 of them are asleep, and one of them is just 90 miles a minute on the phone talking all kind of stuff. And I'm like, I wish he'd be quiet. You know, y'all shut up. I'd drive a lot faster. But then he would get off the phone and get real quiet. And I thought, all right, cool. He dozed off. And then he would say like 3 or 4 sentences in Chinese. And I'm like, I know he's not talking to me. I don't understand any of this. And I got thinking, well, maybe he's trying to tell his, you know, comrades something. Well,
Is that what they call comrades?
I feel like it. Feel like it's a pretty fitting term.
Let me ask you a question about these Chinese.
Okay.
Did they have one of them little hats on? They ever wear them little hats? You know, them little...
With like the pinwheel on it?
It's red, you know, got yellow something on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, no, you talking about like a fez for the Shriners.
Yeah.
No.
Like
No.
You don't never wear them?
I mean, probably, but probably at home. It's probably not like a going out hat.
I didn't know what the hat was for. I mean, you know.
You eat soup out of it in case you ever get real hungry and you got soup.
Well, a lot of times I see Chinese and they got them hats on. I guess they in the military or something. You know, but
Yeah. Now, they probably would wear it if they were in the military. These fellas and lady wasn't in the military, I don't think. If they were real... Actually, they probably could have been talking
so there was
about
a lady with you. So how many? There was 3 guys and a lady, or
Nope, 2 guys and 1 lady.
and was they really short?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. Yeah. The tallest of the bunch was probably 5'6".
Oh,
Yeah. So not... I mean,
you could lean on him.
they weren't riding roller coasters. You know, they didn't have that option.
They wasn't that tall, was they?
Nope. They didn't meet you could walk them up to the little giraffe or whatever that they got at the doctor's office to tell you how tall your kid is. They'd still not be as tall as a little giraffe. So, or next to the seahorse where you want to get on the slip and slide at, you know, Carowinds, you got to be this tall. No,
That ain't gonna happen for them.
No. They got to go get in the wave pool or do the bumper boats or whatever those things are with an adult. But yeah, so I picked them up, got them back.
They just come to visit y'all.
Yeah.
They rode from China over here just to come visit y'all in West Union.
No. They were doing a whole damn tour over here.
Ah,
They came over like a week before the Vegas show and went and saw somebody, and then they came to the Vegas.
well, wait a
show.
second. Why didn't them other somebodies pick them up at the?
Well, those other somebodies were in Seattle or something, so they flew into Seattle.
Why didn't them people pick them up?
Well, they did in Seattle,
Oh,
and then they flew to Vegas.
There wasn't no need for them to pick them up in Atlanta.
Nah, and then they
Couldn't
flew to
find 'em
Vegas.
nowhere.
Then they went to Mexico City, and I think they're just on vacation. Just like a real long.
they're just flying around everywhere.
Yeah, because they're still not. What's today? Yeah, they don't fly back to China until Tuesday, so they've been here for a month and a half or however long. But I guess you want to come over here every 2-3 years, you know, knock it out in a month instead of a week.
I reckon.
And when you got a pile of money, I guess you can do it, because one of them fellas in there was worth about $250 million. I'm sitting there thinking, holy shit.
Why didn't you buddy up with him and say, hey, what about a little tip?
I tried. He don't speak no English.
Oh, yeah.
It might have well been that lady in the hospital. And so I got about halfway back to the hotel, and I was doing probably 97, 98 miles an hour in the damn driving rain, thunderstorm going all kind of hell beside me. And I got to thinking, I wreck this truck and this guy don't make it, I am going to be in some serious shit. And probably in China.
Yeah, in China.
And then I thought, I don't speak Chinese, so I'm not going to fare well over here. You know?
I'll starve to death over there.
So I thought, I better slow this thing down and just be more cautious than in a hurry. And so I backed her down to like 93 and kept cruising. Because at that point, I was like, if I hit something going this fast, we all going.
Yeah.
Who gives a damn then?
Yeah, I got Hung Chow in the back here. He ain't gonna make it. You know.
But he kept falling. I thought when he got off the phone, he would like, and then he'd wake up and like say 3 or 4 sentences. I thought he was sleep talking. And then I realized he sleep talks in his own language.
As opposed to sleep
Instead of
in a
English.
different language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if it's English, I could have understood it, but no.
But how hilarious would it be if you did talk in your sleep and it was and you don't know how to speak another language, but it was perfect, fluent another language?
That'd be a little weird.
Yeah. They'd probably put you in a damn hospital.
Yeah, across the room.
Yeah. And check you out real hard. But I
Put
thought
him
that
across
would
the
be
room,
cool.
that got his innards blown out right there. Feels like grits.
Put him between him and that lady who's not doing well.
Which one?
The one that keeps playing hide and seek with no damn partner.
I don't ask her about that.
That was all I had.
Did the people in the hospital introduce you to this woman?
No.
How they know who she is?
I don't know. Somebody must have brought her in.
Dropped her off.
Said it's Miss Johnson. Now she can't hear or see her. You know.
Talk to you.
What's
You
wrong with
gotta
her?
take my
I
word
don't
for it.
I
know.
don't know. She ain't acting right. Well, how do you know?
See, I'm thinking like you look like they did. They pulled up the emergency room, and they went around and opened the door for her and shoved her through the first sliding door. You know, so now she's between the first sliding door and the second sliding door. Because they always got two.
And they
I don't know
pulled
why
out.
they got two. Do you?
You keep germs out.
Oh, is that what it is? So they got her between the two sliding doors, and they go back and get in the car and drive off.
Yeah.
Well, that's hard. Well,
Oh.
you know what the hell she's in?
What the hell am I?
Somebody
Why
put
am
me in one of them Tupperware things. I can't get out. What do? Every time I back up, I hit something. Every time I go forward, I hit something. You know, what do?
How long do you think it took
And finally, somebody comes the other way, and the door's open, and she said, "Hey, I feel that air. I'm going straight." And she goes straight. Now she's in the middle of the emergency room.
Mm-hmm.
The poor woman, she don't know where she's at. First of all, you know, and she can't ask nobody where she's at.
You can't tell them what's wrong.
She can't tell them what's wrong, or she can't tell them where she's at. But it's hard. She just standing there in no man's land. I mean, so now what's she gonna do?
How long do you think it took for them to actually?
Figure out she was deaf and dumb?
No.
Oh, it took 2 days, I bet you. She's standing in the middle of the emergency room. You know how many people's come up and ask her, "Ma'am, can I help you some way?
Yeah.
You
And
looking
she
for
don't
something?"
Say nothing.
No, she don't say something, and then they walk up and say, "Rude bitch."
Yeah.
I mean, didn't say a word.
Oh, she's looking for something. She's out there looking for the Lord.
Yeah, she has been looking around for 15 minutes right here in this same spot. 4 people asked her could they help her, and she brushed them all off.
How long do you think it took for them to actually get her a wristband?
Oh, they forever.
Would it be in Braille? I mean, I don't know.
Well, how they gonna know who she is? They gonna ask, "Ma'am, what's your name?" Well, she can't hear.
Can we see your driver's license?
Yeah, she ain't got no driver's license. So, you know, does she carry a purse? For what?
Keep her eye dropped. No.
She what that would have been amazing though if whoever brought her in is like, "Hey, she's not feeling well. I'm gonna go park the car." Just left, and then they're like, "Well, ma'am, can we see?" Nothing. She's not giving them anything to work with. So finally, they just reach in her purse, and it's just a whole little notebook of just Braille. And they're like,
Or blank pages.
"Yeah." She's got a bunch of pens that don't click. There's just nothing in them. They're like, "What's the point?" We took all them out and saved them for spares for us. God, dog it. I feel so bad for this lady.
Oh, I did too.
I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling worse for every second we go by. So I'm thinking she's standing right in the middle. Like, let me ask you a question now. Reckon she's got probably a long dress on and her shoes. But like I say, she don't need no purse.
I bet she's wearing a matching jogging suit.
You think so?
Yeah, you could put a blind person in anything.
But how'd you get it matching?
Somebody helped. It could have been a mismatched jogging
Well,
suit.
see, now you go back to somebody help her get dressed.
Yeah.
Well, who was it? I mean,
Whoever left her at the hospital.
I started saying, the same person left her at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that person probably ain't kin to her because they wouldn't leave their kin laying at the hospital by themselves. Wait, and this person is the one that helped them get dressed. So that's saying, what if it's like a little 16-year-old boy helped this 48-year-old woman get dressed? Wait a minute, that don't sound good.
How old do you think a woman was?
Did you ever see the woman?
I think I did one time.
Did you?
She probably thought the same thing.
She was the older lady. I mean, I guess I'd have been maybe in my 40s at the time. She was probably in her 60s or
80s,
something.
60s,
70s maybe.
60s, 70s.
Older woman.
You should have got her autograph, or like tried to,
Well, I asked. She would never give it to me.
because
She kept looking at you. Well, she kept staring. Well,
No, she just ignored me.
she ignored you.
But just imagine, like, you made it 70 years not being able to talk, not being able to hear shit, not being able to see shit. You're a damn walking miracle.
Yeah.
Or an anomaly, one of the two.
She was somebody's perfect
But,
wife.
you know, like I say, all the kind of thoughts that go through your head when you're laying in a hospital and nothing else to do, you think about, all right, so she's maybe been in probably the same house she was born in all of her life.
Oh, yeah.
So she knows her way around. You know, she knows it's 3 steps and take a right to go to the bathroom and where everything's at. When then you take them out of that environment and throw them in a hospital, which goes back to the story y'all were at. Now they're in an environment where they don't know where anything is, where they're at, why they're there.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad. I mean,
it makes me feel like we should help them out more.
You got her name and address? Wait a second. Never mind.
But
We don't need that.
How do you help somebody like that? I mean, I'm sure the people at the hospital were
trying to help, but kept getting ninja kicked in the damn throat.
Yeah.
Every time they come
touch
in.
her,
Yeah, just like that. And that goes back to the other point. The sounds you just made were probably Chinese or Japanese.
Could be.
She's speaking in another language. She's not making, Jesus Christ, she's not making any sounds when she does the moves.
I start saying, she ain't making no sounds. She's just doing them.
She could be the world's best ninja.
Could have been.
You never hear her coming. She never sees you coming. I don't know. Anyway.
She can sneak up on you, I bet you. She's had practice.
I would like to think she could.
Well, she wouldn't know. She wouldn't know that she's not making any sound.
Yeah, but I'm saying you would, like, I would hope that.
But you would know she wasn't making no sound because you turn around, she'd be staring at you right there. I mean, you know, you're looking at her.
No, she wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. You'd be staring at her. No, you'd be scared. And she'd be, well, she wouldn't even be looking at you. She'd have her eyes open and they'd be not blinking and just looking at you. Well, wouldn't be looking at you.
You see how
she'd be there.
You see how confusing this gets?
Yeah, bless her heart. Somebody needs to help her.
You should have gave her a weapon.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other
in the
thing.
damn hospital somewhere.
Here's the other thing. You know.
Where she gets some help.
That was somebody's brilliant idea. They're like, we don't know what to do with her.
Why would we take her to the hospital?
Yeah, let's just take her to the hospital, see what they can do. Like,
it's sunny outside. Put these sunglasses. Never mind.
I don't know. That is a. Whew, I can't even imagine.
I know.
Maybe she wasn't always that way though. Maybe she was like in a firework accident or something.
And put her eyes out.
That's
and
possible.
And made her deaf.
Put
and
her
what
eyes,
else?
her ears, and her. What else could she do?
She had to blow her tongue off, I reckon.
No wonder she's in the hospital.
But that's been why she was in the hospital.
Honestly, the stories that you could tell though about that, they're like, so what's, you take her to the hospital. So what's going on today? She somehow, it's
she was eating firecrackers.
Yeah, it's gonna be very hard to believe, but she basically ate a Roman candle that was lit, and now
and it blew her tongue out, it blew her eardrums out, and it blew her eyes out. Other than that, she's okay.
God almighty. She was eating a stick of dynamite.
Yeah.
Reckon she's gonna be all right.
What was
I don't
happening is she did a bunch of drugs and was watching Wile E. Coyote try to blow up that little bird, and she was like, "I could probably do that."
I can do that.
And then here we are. And now we're hoping you guys can help.
And there's somebody outside from the Acme
Acme damn
Anvil Company. Acme Anvil Company. Got a big old tractor trailer out there.
What do you like? What do you take? Like, unless you're taking her to the hospital to be like, "Hey, we've tried everything. We don't know what else to do."
We going to the hospital now. For what?
That's the thing. You bring her into the hospital. And you're like, hey, what can we help you with? What's going on? So, I don't know.
Well, you take her in. Like I say, you go through the emergency door and get through them first two doors. And even if you were her friend, take her up there and take her up to the receptionist there. And, yes, sir. Well, she needs a doctor. Well, what's wrong with her?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. Well, what'd you bring her for? Not sure.
Yeah, I ran out of options.
I just want to introduce you. Well, I'm not sure of her name, but anyway, this is her and you. So, can y'all? I don't know if you can help her or not.
Listen, I'm gonna go park the car and I'm gonna come back in about
3 weeks.
Yeah.
See how y'all doing.
Yeah. Man,
whatever we do, don't put her upstairs across from that guy with innards feel like grits.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, man, that's
Wait a second.
You're having too much damn fun with this now.
Reckon the first time I got her in the car, what she thought.
Holy shit.
What is this?
She kept trying to stand up. I was gonna say get out, but nope.
That's why she's standing up, keep hitting her head, bopping her back down. She grabbed the door handle. No. She said, I don't like this room.
I don't know. I wonder if you would have to put her in like one of those little backpacks for children. You know what I'm talking about?
Strap her in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have to, because she's going to get out because you don't know where she's at.
I'm just trying to think of how in the hell all this got this way.
Well, there you go. Now you know
She's
why
chewing
I
on
felt
dynamite.
when I was sick.
Yeah.
You were laying in bed thinking about all this stuff,
Yeah.
wasn't you? You were thinking, did she really chew on dynamite? Reckon that's what happened to her? Is that what you were thinking there? I mean, you didn't know, did you?
Didn't know. And couldn't ask her.
No.
No.
And she couldn't tell you. You couldn't even go over and introduce yourself.
No, I couldn't. But it was.
I won't be thinking about this.
Was they family and stuff over there?
I don't know.
There's a bunch of nurses, I bet you.
I wasn't in such good shape myself.
Yeah.
The sheep.
But all I knew was there was always a lot of commotion going on.
You was in bad shape, but you thought, she's in worse shape than I am.
I know.
I'm going to go over and find out what's wrong with her. And then you couldn't.
Yeah. Well, you said was her family over there. She didn't know.
That's right. That's what I said. Was it her family? But then I got thinking about, well, first of all, she wouldn't know if it was her family or not. And her family might not know. I mean, just cause your mom and daddy take you over and tell you, this is your grandma for 40 years, that don't mean that's your grandma.
No.
I mean, because she ain't never told you she's your grandma. I mean, and you ask her, what's your grandkids look like? Well, she can't answer you, first of all, and she ain't got a clue. So, how you know she's your real grandma? See,
this story gets twisted and twisted.
You think that lady's still alive?
Probably not. Like I say, that was 20-something
She get run
years
over.
ago, and she was kind of an older lady at the time. But who knows? I mean,
Yeah. What do you think she's doing now?
she's probably not doing anything risky. Not.
I don't know. That might be all she does.
Speaking of risky, I mean, everything she does is risky.
Yeah.
Every time she opens a door, it's risky.
Yeah.
Every time she goes to the refrigerator, it's risky.
Oh, just imagine that. Go to the fridge.
I'm going to get me some of these leftover beans. Oh, that ain't beans. What is that? Let me put my other hand in there. What is that? I don't remember putting that in there.
That's grits. That's that grits. So bitch costs all for me.
Could you just imagine that? Going to the refrigerator and thinking, I need something to eat. I'm famished. and opening the door, and it couldn't be more of a gamble.
Oh yeah, she, especially put all her stuff in Tupperware.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you go in, you're like, all right, I'm gonna get something that's got a lid. I'm gonna take a spoon, and hopefully it'll work. And you come in and find Linda sitting there eating a tub of butter. And then you're like, Linda, what are you doing? And she doesn't sell it. She's like,
she don't know what I'm doing.
Eating this butter.
No, she can't say nothing. She don't know it's butter.
That's what
I'm saying. She don't know anybody ask her if it was butter.
No.
She don't know anybody's there.
But she would know it was butter after she ate it, I would think. Actually, maybe
how she know? She never had butter before. She knows, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. She would know it tastes like something I've had before, but not just eating it with a spoon.
I ate it on a piece of bread or something one time. I remember that. What did she go? Say, oh, man, I'm thirsty. Hey, reach in there and grab. Hey, you take a big old swallow of pickle juice. Yeah, or whatever sound she'd make. Put that real quick. Throw it back in the refrigerator.
I ain't putting that back in the refrigerator either.
If I had some water right now, damn. Let me.
Yeah, this is.
I ain't eating nothing else. I sure as hell ain't drinking nothing else.
Well, I think we might have found a new format for the podcast. Because you just roll in here with a random occurrence, and then
it'd be real cool if we had this lady's name, but they know where getting it. Hospital don't even know her name.
The sad part about it is this was real. I ain't making nothing up. This really happened.
The only thing I picture is Earl laying in the hospital bed, and his hole from his neck all the way down to his knees. They ain't nothing. It looks like it. I don't know. It looks
like I laid on a landmine.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. And this poor old lady across the hall, every time she breathes, it's a occurrence. So one night about 3:30 a.m., she gets up, she creeps over to Earl's room. And you got to remember, she can't hear, she can't see, so she got to feel everything she going to do.
That's
and she
right.
creeps over to your bed while you sound asleep, and she feels your innards right there in the middle. You see,
damn
oh,
grits
God,
again.
this is grits right here if I ever felt them, And then, she goes back to her room, lays down, comes in the next morning, and the nurses is looking at her because her old hands is outside the cover, and there's blood everywhere, on her sheets and on everything. So they start looking at her. She got a gunshot wound. What's happened to this woman? Ain't nothing wrong except her hands. They all bloody. What did she do? I don't see it. Where's she bleeding from? Well, it ain't her bleeding. Well,
who's bleeding?
Well, who's bleeding? Bleeding this much, and who's she been doing whatever she was doing? She might have been thinking she was helping them, but she might not have been.
Well,
she might have been squeezing her or something.
I think I know what happened next. They went across the hall over there, and they found Earl laying there. And Earl wasn't doing good.
Earl wasn't doing good at all.
And they said, "Sir, what happened?" And Earl said, "The lady over there, leave her alone because she can't fix grits."
She